Alright, so let's talk about Yuzu and Nintendo and that lawsuit that's going on. So, if you didn't know, Nintendo sued Yuzu, and in the, I think it's like a 43-page document or something like that, they mainly talked about Yuzu being used to play like pirated um, games. And the main ones that were brought up, well, it's Tears of the Kingdom, that's the main one. But the main ones that I think that they went for is Tears of the Kingdom, yes, and Super Mario Bros. Wonder. They were the two mainline games that, Nintendo was going to make tons of money off of. And I assume they did. But the thing is, Yuzu was able to run these games ahead of time. So somebody, just an employee for like a video game store probably took the cartridge, dumped the cartridge off their hack switch, posted it online, and then now that it's online, these Switch emulators can play them, and it's bad for Yuzu's reputation because these new games that Nintendo's really, I'm gonna say really excited, but of course they're a company, so they don't really have that kind of mentality. They're really excited to be able to sell. It's being played right away. So those two games, Yuzu and Tears of the Kingdom and Super Mario Bros. Wonder. My brain's not going well. Those two games are not didn't work well right at the start, but then community developers. What I mean by community developers is developers that aren't the Yuzu devs. They would go and make site changes. So with Tears of the Kingdom, they made a change where it would change like a few bytes or something of the code and then make it run way better. So that's after doing that, Nintendo's like, hey, they're doing stuff that targets this game specifically and lets it be played ahead of time, kind of thing. But the thing is, that wasn't Yuzu. Yuzu didn't do that. The Yuzu devs. They did eventually implement it in, which I understand. But I think that was after Tears of the Kingdom came out, and it just doesn't really make sense. And then there was patches for Super Mario Bros. Wonder to let that one play a bit better. And then those ones got added and implemented into Yuzu. But there's not really much that is really on Yuzu devs. The Yuzu devs, what do? They make sure to not they tread very close line, but they make sure not to go into illegal areas. So they don't give you the product keys and title keys. They tell you how to get them off of your actual hack switch. But apart from that, they don't actually give it to you. They tell you, hey, you can get the software here, but you can't get it. I understand that Nintendo's like, hey, we don't even want you doing that. You can't hack your Switch. I do get that part of it because that's another way to unlawfully play games. But Nintendo has had a weird history in the past. Apparently, they took Super Mario Brothers wrong, from somebody's ROM site. They didn't even I'd assume in my head they have this huge terabytes of data of all of their games, but apparently not. They just took a ROM off of the internet and sold it back for a virtual console, and it's what the. I mean, sure, they own the game. They should be able to do what they want, but why do they get to pirate and then sell it back to us, but we don't get to pirate and not make money? But yes, I do understand. With Yuzu, Patreon sales and their just app sales skyrocketed with the release of Tears of the Kingdom, and it also went up during Super Mario Brothers Wonder. So it's this is the main target. They have previously targeted Skyline, and Skyline got so scared, I'm gonna use that in quotes, that the devs just dispersed and left. I think two of them stayed to make this other app called Strato. It's not really out yet. I think it's still in very development stages. But there is Strato from them. We also have Ryujinx. That's another emulator. There's also one more. I don't know if I should say their name because I think they also do ROM, so I'm not gonna say them. Um, just in case. But yeah, Ryu Jinx, they also exist. So it's like, why Yuzu? I understand it's the biggest one, but why Yuzu? Like, why not just target everyone and take them down? Like, is there a specific thing that Yuzu did, apart from being the best emulator? Um, yeah. So this is recorded on February 28th. So maybe stuff changes. And might be outdated now, but when you're watching this, but I hope that this gives a good overview of what this lawsuit is doing.